Hello sim racers! Assetto Corsa Competizione features a great multifunctional display, also known as MFD, that provides useful information and various functions while driving. You can cycle all the various pages of the MFD by pressing Insert key on your keyboard. You can navigate the various options with the up and down arrow keys, and you can select options or change values with the left and right arrow keys. You can also assign any other key or button of your choice from the Control Options screen. Scrolling down through the Control Bindings list, you'll find the user interface dedicated bindings, including keys to navigate the options and to cycle the multifunctional display. You can also access the Control Options screen directly from the Driving Pause menu by pressing Escape and selecting Options. Press Insert key to activate the MFD. The first page of the MFD shows a real-time updated list of 3 cars in front of you and 3 cars behind you. The red box numbers are the actual race position of the cars, followed by the driver's name. The driver's name is white if on the same lap, blue if a lap down, and orange if they are about to lap you. Follows the manufacturer logo and the car's racing number. The narrow column in orange includes a small number of the mandatory pit stops that the car still has to do, and turns green if there are no more pit stops to be done. Finally, the gap in seconds updates in real time and stays orange for the cars in front of you and green for the cars behind you. The second page of the MFD is the leaderboard. This time the MFD page shows your actual classification and the classification of 3 cars in front of you and 3 behind you. It will not show cars that might be a lap down or cars that are about to lap you. The gap in seconds is updated at every timing sector of the track. The third page of the MFD is the car electronics. Navigating with the up and down arrows, you can select the various functions of the car, and with left and right arrows you can change the values, activate and disable functions, or cycle dash and race logic screens in the cockpit. Even if you haven't assigned specific buttons on your steering wheel, or if you have forgotten the dedicated keys, with this MFD page you can control every function of the car. If a function is set to automatic from the Assist option screen, then the value will be unusable from the electronics page. The final fourth page of the MFD is dedicated to track conditions, weather and pit stop choices. On top, from left to right, you have a weather provision for the next 5 minutes to 1 hour, depending on the kind of race and acceleration time chosen by you or the server administrators. A reading of the track grip conditions, varying from a very slippery green track to fast to optimum for dry conditions, and damp or wet for raining conditions. Temperature shows ambient and track temperatures. Finally, wind shows an icon of your car from the top and a small arrow pointing the direction of the wind relative to your car. The arrow updates in real time as you drive around the track. The speed of the wind also updates in real time. Underneath you get various options for your pit stop. Starting from the top, you can engage your pit limiter, and remember it only works in first gear and automatically disengages in second gear, as most of the cars would make the engine die at such a slow speed. You can select any number of various pit stop strategies. A pit stop strategy includes different refueling levels, tire sets, slicks or wet compounds, individual pressures for all tires, and so on. You can create different pit strategies from the Setup Strategy page before the race. You can add as many liters of fuel as you like, but beware that some races might not permit refueling, so take care to check at the Setup page if refuel is permitted. You can select any tire set, use tire sets indicated with a gray circle, while fresh one with a white one. You can select dry or wet compounds. You can change on the fly the cold pressures of the tires that will be placed on your car during the pit stop. You can choose to change brakes. You can also select to change the driver. The small info box at the right of the MFD will give you information about the requirements of the race in terms of driver swap, driver stint time available, if it is mandatory or not, and depending on your choices, if the next pit stop will be invalid, orange, or valid in green. Please check our pit stop video explanation for more information. Finally, you can select if you want to repair damage on your suspension and bodywork. Time required will show you the time needed for your pit stop choices. Be aware that depending on the race or server admin rules, the time required might be fixed no matter how much fuel you want to add to your car. Also, as said before, on some races refueling is not permitted.